A very good morning to 11th class student. In last video we have discussed how lithium show different behavior than rest of the alkali metal. Now in this video we are going to study about alkali metal oxides. Lithium forms simple oxide, that is lithium oxide, sodium form peroxide, and potassium forms superoxide. Lithium that forms simple oxide. Simple oxides in case of alkali metals are least stable, but as we move toward peroxide, superoxide, then the stability of oxides will increase. Oxides, metal oxides, superoxide, peroxide, they react with water to form metal hydroxide, which is basic in nature, because when you dissolve it in metal oxide in water, then it release OH ion, which show its basic nature. This show its basic in nature because in aqueous medium they release OH ion. Peroxides are diamagnetic, that you see here sodium peroxide Na2O2. Find out the oxidation number of oxygen. In oxygen, O2 carry 2 negative charge, and superoxide KO2, where that is paramagnetic in nature. Here oxygen O2 carry 1 negative charge. When you draw its molecular orbital diagram, see here, then you find that superoxides are paramagnetic in nature, as we written here, that is peroxide. So potassium peroxide, superoxide is paramagnetic, sodium peroxide is diamagnetic. See, this is your diagram of superoxide. Here O2, 1 negative charge. Here we return one oxygen atom, p orbital electronic configuration. Here another oxygen, p electronic configuration. Here one oxygen, out of these two, one oxygen carry negative charge. It means there one more electron is present. So we return here 5 electrons in p orbitals, here 4. 5 plus 4, 9. These occupy in bonding as well as in anti-bonding molecular orbital. We fill these 9 electrons in bonding first, that 6 electrons comes in bonding, and then rest 3 electrons comes in anti-bonding. In anti-bonding, their all electrons are unpaired. That's why it is paramagnetic. In case of peroxide, that is Na2O2, here oxygen carry 2 negative charge. When you draw its molecular orbital diagram, see here, this is your one oxygen, this is your another oxygen, O2, 2 negative. It means both oxygen carry one extra electron. Here 5 electron, here also 5 electron, 10 electron. Out of 10, 6 comes in bonding molecular orbitals and rest 4 comes in anti-bonding molecular orbital. And see, these all these anti-bonding molecular orbital, out of 3, 2 anti-bonding molecular orbitals are fulfilled. That's why it is diamagnetic in nature. It is very important question that peroxides are diamagnetic and superoxides are paramagnetic in nature. You can I hope it is clear to all of you from molecular orbital diagram. Next point is alkali metal hydroxide. They are white crystalline solid because of their ionic bond. Sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxides are deliquescent because they absorb moisture from air and they change their state from solid to liquid. Why? Sometime question may be asked, when you put some sodium hydroxide pellets in contact with air, then after some time it's changed from solid to liquid, because this is deliquescent uh, substance. That's why it absorbs moisture. Alkali metal hydroxides are strong base and their basicity increase down the group. This is due to because size of metal ion increase. That's why this bond length increase and bond dissociation energy will decrease, and metal hydroxide bond easily break and give OH ion. That's why their basic character also increase. They are strong corrosive effect on skin, that so they are known as caustic soda. When some metal hydroxide come in contact with your skin, it cause irritation. That's why they are corrosive effect on their skin. Your skin become dry, so they are called caustic soda. Dissolution of metal hydroxide in water is highly exothermic. When you put some pellets of sodium hydroxide in water, then water become hot. This is due to the dissolution of metal hydroxide in water is exothermic in nature. I hope all these properties of alkali metal hydroxides are clear to you. Next is alkali metal halides. Alkali metal halides are prepared by direct reaction of metal with halogen, by reaction of metal oxides with halogen acid, by reaction of metal hydroxide with halogen acid, by reaction of metal carbonate with halogen acid. All metal halides are colorless crystalline solids and they have high melting point. During formation of metal halides, large amount of energy release, and this release of energy become more and more when you move from metal fluoride to metal iodide. The melting point and boiling point of metal fluoride is higher than metal chloride, which is higher than metal bromide and metal iodide. Lithium fluorides are slightly soluble in water. Cesium iodide also slightly soluble in water. See, this solubility concept is depends upon some factor, that is hydration energy and lattice energy. See, first of all, metal halide, by absorbing some lattice energy, it break into ions. This is called lattice energy. This is the amount of energy which is absorbed. Then metal ion react with water. Metal as well as halogen ion react with water and form the hydrated ion. This process is known as hydration. During this process, large amount of energy is released. Only the compound is soluble in water when hydration energy is more than that of lattice energy. कंपाउंड कब सॉल्युबल होगा? जब हाइड्रेशन एनर्जी मीन्स रिलीज ऑफ एनर्जी इज मोर देन रिक्वायर्ड लैटिस एनर्जी. When you move from lithium, when in case of lithium fluoride, their lattice energy is high. Hydration energy is also high because lattice energy depends upon the strength of ionic bond. Strength of ionic bond depends upon that small size and charge. Lithium has smaller size, so its lattice energy is high. That's why lattice energy means required energy is high. But here hydration energy is also high because lithium size is small. Hydration energy is also depends upon size of ion. Smaller the size, greater will be the hydration energy. In case of lithium fluoride, lattice energy is also high as well as hydration energy is also high. But still, required lattice energy is more than released hydration energy. That's why this compound is slightly soluble in water. When we move lithium to cesium, then their hydration energy decrease. Size increase, so lattice energy also decrease. So both energy, lattice energy, that is release of energy is also less, and lattice energy, that is required energy to break the CSI bond is less, and hydration energy, it is the amount of energy released when ion combined with required number of water molecule, that is also less. But still hydration energy is more than that of required lattice energy. But still here lattice energy is more than that of released hydration energy. So this compound is slightly soluble in water. In case of cesium iodide, I further explain you. In case of cesium iodide, as we move lithium to cesium, size increase, hydration energy decrease. Hydration energy means release of energy decrease during hydration. As we move lithium to cesium, then its lattice energy also decrease. Means amount of energy required to break the bond is less and amount of energy released during hydration is less. But this compound is little soluble. It means here required lattice energy is more than that of released hydration energy. That's why their solubility is less. I hope it is clear to all of you. Thank you.